even Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, well, I think that's 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce, right? And you go prior to that, one.
So it's been ages, like over 2 weeks since Diddy's place was raided, and he's been super low-key ever since. And get this, none of Diddy's so-called friends or even the Carters have peeped a word. But trust 50 Cent to shake things up with some wild gossip. He's dropping hints that the feds might have dug up something big on Diddy, and if you think that's hot, wait till you hear what they might have on Jay-Z. And it's not just Jay-Z and Diddy's bromance causing a buzz. Beyonce's name is getting thrown around too, with rumors she's caught up in Diddy's mess. For those wondering why Beyonce's getting pulled into this, here's the scoop. There's talk that Bey and Jay weren't just on the sidelines of Diddy's sketchy stuff, but might have been right in the thick of it too. Now everyone's wondering, just how deep does this go? What's 50 Cent hinting at about Beyonce's connection to Diddy? It's all turning into a real-life drama, and we're all about spilling the tea. So 50 Cent and Jay-Z have always been on this roller coaster, right? And now 50's spilling some major tea about Jay-Z and Beyonce possibly getting tangled up in Diddy's sketchy stuff. Here's what's up. After Diddy's place got raided, 50 hit social media to throw some serious shade at Jay-Z, wondering why he's gone missing all of a sudden. Some might say 50's just stirring up drama because of their past beef and his knack for being super petty. But it's not just 50 tossing shade around. Word has it that Jay and Diddy are super close with all their business ties and all. Props to 50 though. The guy really knows how to keep the drama boiling and keep us hooked. Seriously, where have all of Diddy's buddies vanished to? And what's with Jay-Z's vanishing act? Anybody seen J Lil Puff said the ain't answering his phone, LOL. Here is Jay-Z last reported seen waving at Puffy Jet Lowell. Looks like 50's got company in his curiosity. It's been weeks since the raid at Diddy's, and Jay-Z has totally ghosted. 50 even cracked a joke by posting a pic of Jay on a milk carton on Instagram like, has anyone seen this guy? He didn't stop there either. He also shared a snap making fun of Jay-Z for being MIA while Diddy's in hot water. Once 50 started poking at Jay-Z's tight ties with Diddy, the rumor mill went nuts. People are whispering that Beyonce might bail before things get messier. There's talk about Bey looking to shield her assets from any blowback from Diddy's drama. But hold on, there's even more juice. Rumors are swirling that Beyonce's not just sitting quietly in Jay's drama, she's right in the thick of it. There's chatter that Beyonce knew all about Jay's moves and maybe even nudged him into it to knock out her competition.
Bewitching Beyonce. Did Queen Bee practice witchcraft on one of her musicians? In this Daily Mail TV exclusive, the drummer who claimed she was put under Beyonce's spell is now speaking out.
The fact that people keep saying I'm crazy, hell, the situations I had to deal with and survive are crazy.
And Beyonce? Now she's caught up in some wild accusations herself, from messing with other artists to dabbling in witchcraft. Yeah, you heard that right, witchcraft. These aren't just random whispers either. They're coming from folks who were once in her inner circle. Remember Kimberly Thompson, Beyonce's ex-drummer? Back in 2018, she threw out some wild claims about Beyonce messing with witchcraft and even tried to get a restraining order saying Bey was casting spells on her. Then there's 50 Cent adding his own flavor to the gossip. He recently reminisced about an old run-in with Beyonce during his beef with Jay-Z. According to 50, Beyonce was almost like something out of an Exorcist movie. But it's not just 50 stirring things up. Beyonce's former dance captain, Ashley Everett, has been raising eyebrows too. She's been spotted liking some iffy posts and comments about Beyonce. One of those posts even called Beyonce's music demonic. Yep, it quoted poet Jackie Hill Perry, claiming that artists like Beyonce are just puppets for a demonic agenda. Linking Beyonce and Diddy isn't hard. The Carters and Diddy have always been tight. Just look back and you'll find tons of pics of Beyonce and Jay-Z chilling at Diddy's massive parties and music events. DaBaby even shared a tidbit about the first time he met Beyonce at a Diddy after party. Diddy had invited a handful of VIPs to keep the party going, and sure enough, the Carters were there. So, what's the real deal? Some folks think the Carters are just shrewd business moguls playing the game like champs. But then there's a crowd that's skeptical of their squeaky clean image, hinting that Beyonce wouldn't leave Jay-Z because they're tightly bound together. Plus, there's talk that the Carters are selling this idea of black excellence but might be doing some shady stuff behind the scenes, like turning their backs on their community to climb the ladder. Is Jay-Z about to get raked over the coals like Diddy? There are all these lawsuits popping up, and people are lining up to spill the tea on Jay possibly playing in the same shady league as Diddy, or maybe even worse. But Jay's been clever, keeping his secrets under wraps because he knows if they spilled out, it'd be a total disaster. So what's the scoop on Jay-Z that's got everyone talking, especially since we've seen Diddy's closet of skeletons? Diddy's bad rep ranges from mistreating women to trafficking and more. So how bad could it be for Jay-Z that there's talk of Beyonce bailing? They say birds of a feather flock together, and it seems like Jay and Diddy might be flying in some really dark skies. The stuff that's coming out about them is wild, and it's no surprise the feds are sniffing around Jay-Z too. Thinking back on Jay and Diddy's bromance, we used to think Jay's biggest issue was cheating on Beyonce and shrugging it off. But rumors are hinting that his wandering eye might have gotten him into even darker situations, maybe even involving murder allegations. Cast your mind back to 2011 when Beyonce's pregnancy announcement with Blue Ivy nearly broke the internet. At the same time, Jay-Z was tangled up with a side chick, Kathy, who was about to expose him and bring shame on both him and Beyonce. Jay-Z and Kathy's affair started before Beyonce was in the picture, but ultimately, Jay chose Beyonce.
You put it out there, we see it, we have a criticism or critique of it, good or bad, and then we move on to the next story. I ain't living in that.
Remember, Jason Lee recently teased that he'd dropped some bombshells about Beyonce. Well, it might connect back to Kathy's mysterious death since she was close to Jason, who's been airing Jay's dirty laundry. Here's where it gets wild. Kathy, upset by the baby news, wanted to go public with their affair, a move that would have totally wrecked Jay-Z's image, especially with Beyonce expecting. She was out for revenge, ready to spill their secrets. Everyone was all ears for this drama. But then, shockingly, Kathy suddenly died. Her social media disappeared, sparking whispers that Jay-Z might have had a hand in silencing her. The plot thickens with the autopsy drama. Initially, it pointed to a head injury, but then it switched to an aneurysm as the cause. Fishy, right? A mix-up between a head injury and an aneurysm? That's got everyone raising their eyebrows. Something's definitely off here. So, the story just keeps getting thicker, like something straight out of a detective novel. When a NYPD detective started doubting the whole aneurysm story, journalist Claudia Jordan jumped right into the mix, ready to uncover some shocking details. She learned from an NYPD detective that there was a whole lot of mystery around Kathy's death, with an autopsy and toxicology report still pending and everything labeled as suspicious. Claudia got wind of a 911 call from a Manhattan apartment. Kathy was rushed to the hospital, but unfortunately didn't make it. The quick assumption that it was an aneurysm felt off, and there was chatter about possibly tainted drugs. Everyone was waiting on the toxicology results, which were supposed to be out in 2 weeks. But then, silence. No updates, nothing, which just cranked up the suspicion level. Claudia Jordan wasn't about to let this story just fade away. She stayed on it, becoming more and more convinced that Jay-Z had something to do with Kathy's tragic end. Years later, she ran into people linked to both Jay-Z and Kathy who thought Jay-Z had Kathy taken out to keep her quiet. One insider even hinted that Jay-Z could sway law enforcement and coroners to label murder cases as natural deaths if the price was right. It sounds like something out of a crime novel set in Gotham City, doesn't it? In 2020, the story thickened even more when a gossip site hinted at a TV host, model, actress who thought her friend was murdered by a super famous rapper to keep her silent. All clues pointed to Claudia Jordan as the host, Jay-Z as the rapper, and Kathy as the friend. And then there's the twist with Jason Lee, who supposedly tried to blackmail Beyonce over this whole mess, claiming he had the lowdown on Jay-Z and Kathy's affair and her mysterious death. This was supposedly the last straw for Beyonce. Cheating was one thing, but blackmail was a whole different ballgame. Rumors are flying that she's planning her exit with Solange's help, especially with potential RICO charges looming over Jay-Z. But the fans are divided. Some can't see Beyonce ever leaving Jay-Z, while others think she's scouting for the quickest way out. It's a web of intrigue, secrecy, and betrayal, and everyone's just waiting to see Beyonce's next move. And there you have it, folks. A story twisted with secrets, scandal, and suspicions that feels like it's straight out of a blockbuster thriller. But as we watch this drama unfold, what do you think about all these allegations swirling around Jay-Z? Could there be truth to the whispers of foul play and cover-ups, or is it all just sensational gossip? And what about Beyonce? Will she stand by Jay, or is she plotting her escape with Solange's help? We're eager to hear your thoughts. Drop your opinions in the comments below and let's discuss. What moves do you predict Beyonce will make next? Keep tuning in and let's keep this conversation going.